Hey guys, I just wanted to say really quickly before the actual video starts that I'm really sorry about the wind noises in the background. I was like, oh, it's a summer TBR video, wouldn't it be so cute if I filmed in the garden? But I hope you guys enjoy it anyway. Hey my lemon meringue tart! I got bored of saying hey guys, so you're now referred to as my sweet little treat. Welcome to this video. The sun was literally out 2 minutes ago, but now it's gone. But it's okay, because summer's a mindset and it's already summer up here. And I've got on a summery shirt and a really floppy hat. This video is going to be about the books that I'm hopefully going to be able to read in the next like 5 weeks or so, but I am going to be quite busy. I'll yap about that at the end of the video if you're interested. I've got a lot on my plate, but as Magdalene RG said in her Central C podcast episode, I can't complain about having a lot on my plate when I came here to eat. So yeah, I feel like this floppy hat isn't really doing it. So firstly, I'm going to be finishing off reading Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Kimmerer. I've already started it, I'm on about page 160, but this book is kind of like an autobiography of Robin Kimmerer, who's a female botanist, and her family has roots in the Sisseton Potawatomi Nation, which is a Native American tribe. But the way that it's written is so intimate and expressive that it feels like a fiction book almost. This book is about plant protection and conservation, but it also incorporates so many other aspects that it's not just like a science non-fiction book at all. And the way that she incorporates indigenous wisdom and knowledge to really expose the flaws in our capitalist views and approaches to the land and its resources is so fascinating to me. Like, the way that we degrade the land and exploit its resources in order to fuel our own economic gain without respecting the life that exists within these other living organisms is something that is so provoking. Her writing is beautiful. There are so many passages that I've underlined. Like every single chapter, she says something that feels completely eye-opening and broadens my worldview and everything. So I am loving this book right now. I guess it's not one of those books that you can just read really quickly. It's good to let it sit and cook. There's so many aspects that she talks about, from not just botany but also like politics and everything in between. And there's something on page 111 that I just want to read out that I think is so valuable. So, in a consumer society, contentment is a radical proposition. Recognizing abundance rather than scarcity undermines an economy that thrives by creating unmet desires. Gratitude cultivates an ethic of fullness, but the economy needs emptiness. Like, isn't that just so beautiful? Infinite aura points to Robin Kimmerer. Sorry, hay fever. But next, I want to read The Serpent and the Wings of the Night by Carissa Broadbent, and I've seen this book everywhere. I don't really know how to describe the plot. I think the easiest way is just saying it's a Hunger Games knockoff with basically every other fantasy book merged together in one. Oh, it's getting sunny. I'll put back on the floppy hat. It's an enemies to lovers romantasy, and I love enemies to lovers and I love romantasy, so I really hope that the 5-star reviews are right and that I'll love this book as well. I feel like it's going to be a Temu version of Avatar, but I could be wrong. After that, I'm going to read Funny Story by Emily Henry. It's a fake dating story, but it actually seems a bit more realistic in my opinion, because it's like the two main characters, their exes have started dating, and so they're kind of getting back at their exes, which I don't know if it's just me, but that seems more realistic than two people dating so that one of them can get the attention of like another guy. But I love how Emily Henry's characters always have jobs or careers that are related to books and writing, and the female main character's job is a children's librarian, which is like literally my dream job if it didn't pay so bad. So I feel like I'm gonna eat that up. Oh my god, yeah, and if Serpent of the Wings in the Night is really bad, then at least I'll have Funny Story to lean back on and make myself feel better. Like, I'm actually so strategic. And then after that, I'm going to read Priory of the Orange Tree. I read this book about 2 years ago, and I vividly remember finishing it in a week. Okay, it's windy now, floppy hat coming off. Sorry, I just keep going on tangents, but I got this copy for 30p because it was in a 3 for £1 thing at a charity shop. And it's really good quality as well, to be honest. This book, it feels like an epic. It feels like Lord of the Rings core almost. It's so many things that go on that you don't feel bored throughout the 804 pages, at least from what I remember the first time I read it. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I feel like I can't describe the plot and do it justice. Like, I am literally boiling it down to the bones. Not even the bones, I'm boiling it down to the embryo and the egg and the sperm cell that birthed this. But it's like a world with dragons, and then the queen of one of the kingdoms doesn't have an heir, and she isn't married either, and there's conflict on all sides, so she needs to do that ASAP. And there's also a group of women who train and have magic powers, I think. Maybe I should describe the tropes. Me and my friend, we were like describing Jane Austen books or tropes that I just thought was so funny, like small town romance, or she falls first and he falls harder. So for the Priory of the Orange Tree, I would say this is a queen ex bodyguard sapphic romance with pining. Yeah. It's literally the most gorgeous cover ever, except maybe the prequel, which is A Day of Fallen Night, and I'm also planning to read this probably after Priory of the Orange Tree, but it's kind of like standalones. This is like completely new cast. I've heard that the politics in this one might be a little bit more confusing, so I'll probably start with Priory of the Orange Tree. But after these two chunky books, I'm probably going to read Wisteria by Adeline Grace, which is the third book in the Belladonna trilogy, and I read the first two books earlier this year. I gave them both 3.5 stars. They weren't life-changing, I don't think about them, but I do remember I finished them in like a day. So that's what I'm going to need after those two books, because at the end of the day, I'm just a girl, and it's like a sweet little treat. And then after Wisteria, I'm going to read Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. And it's such a pretty cover as well. But this, I'm hoping, will help me connect to my Chinese roots a little bit more. It's inspired by the Mid-Autumn Tale, and it's about a girl called Xingying. I hope that's how you pronounce it. It's not got the pinyin, so like, don't come from you guys. Xingying, and she lives on the moon. Her mum stole the elixir of immortality from the celestial emperor, and so they have these powers, but when it's found out that she has this magic, Xingying is forced to flee to the celestial kingdom, where in disguise she trains with the emperor's son. And already that's sounding good, you know what I mean? This, I'm pretty sure, was really highly rated on Goodreads as well. But then again, whenever I trusted Goodreads, because ever since I saw From Lukov with Love was 4.22 rated, I lost all faith. But hopefully this book is actually really good. And then finally, to finish off the summer, if I have time, I'm probably going to read I Hope This Doesn't Find You by Anne Liang. And if you saw my last book video, you'll know that I absolutely love this book. I've read it earlier this year, but I can't remember some of the details. Like, I genuinely think instead of reading the book, I inhaled it. But I do remember I loved Sadie and Julius. I thought Sadie was the coolest person ever, and it's an academic rivals to lovers story with Chinese East Asian representation. So yeah, I would highly recommend. It's so cute and fluffy and sweet, and I'll probably read it in a day as well. And yeah, if you've made it this far and you want to know what I'm doing this summer, I've got 3 separate 5-day summer school / residential things, so that means I probably won't be able to read for like 15 days because I want to be sociable, you know, make friends and everything. And I'm also going on holiday for 5 days, so I'll probably only be reading in like the evenings then. And this is why I needed to make this video, because then it would actually motivate me to read. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I love you guys. Mwah.